All right, my friends, how we doing? It's it's the day after the holiday, right? Hope you guys had a great one. It's Randy coming to you from our regular daily dose, and just want to talk to you. We've been working through the whole concept of how to let life get better, right? That's the question we've been asking ourselves, and as most of you know by now, Tammy and I are brand ambassadors for a new app that's out. It's a lifestyle framework. It's a platform. It exists to really help us find growth, balance, and purpose. And it's a powerful little tool. And the app comes out really in 2 days now, July 7th. Well, tomorrow. It will launch. And so what we've been doing is we've been beta testing this thing. And we're just trying to bring you along in our journey. And before we jump into the topic today of Field, let me tell you a little bit about how the app works and what takes place. So we all struggle in 7 areas of life, really, and we just try to have balance. Some of us excel in certain areas. Some may even feel like you excel in every area, but maybe there's a little imbalance. And then some of you may feel like, man, you just really stink at all of those things. But we deal with things like faith, family, and friends. Those are pretty important aspects of life, right? We all want to grow in the area of our faith. And a greater understanding of who God is and what He's done for us and who we are in Christ. Our family really matters. I mean, that's core of who we are. Generationally, that's core of who we are. And we're in a long line of descendants, and we'll have descendants after us, Lord willing. And so family, meaning our moms and dads, if they're still around, our kids, if we have those, our brothers and sisters, if that's where we are in our station in life, our husband and our wife, however that is, that's family. Aunts, uncles. It's important that we really work on that, learn what it is to lean into each other and to be a resource to each other. There's also the area of friendships. Most people today really struggle in the area of friendship. You ask the average person if they have a really, really good friend, and on the surface they'll tell you they will, but if they say, do you have somebody you can tell anything to and talk to? Not very many do. A lot of us think we have tons of friends, but really you're blessed if you could even consider yourself having 5 close friends. But most people invite all kinds of relationships in and don't know how to end them and move on and all of those things. And so you have faith, family, and friends. And then you have fitness and finance. Those are the 2 areas of life that are fairly important as well, that we are healthy, that we have money that we can do things with, and then our field, which is where we work, and then fun. And those are the things that we try to balance. We can lumber along in life, and if we're hitting and missing, we feel okay. But and so you may be doing fairly well. Maybe you got 1 or 2 that's not in place. Much like the tires of a wheel and the spokes of a bicycle, you want those spokes to be the same dimensions, because you want that wheel to be round. You want balance. It's what we strive for in life. When you get 1 or 2 of those spokes, it bends or creaks or whatever, rusts away, your tire's going to get a little out of round. And you can still get down the road, but you lose a little more than 2 or 3, you're going to start bouncing down that road. And so the issue for us is, how do we let life get better? How do I find out where I am? Can I be honest with where I am about where I am? And this app allows you to do that by asking, by giving it a little bit of your information about who you are, gender, those kind of things. It then frames questions in those 7 areas, 10 questions that it asks you to evaluate yourself with. So 70 questions, and then you begin to it reads you, and it begins to learn who you are based on those responses, and it can tell you really where you're weak, where you're strong, what your blind spots may be, what are those blockers or strongholds that's keeping you from moving forward, and then what are some accelerators that you need to really jumpstart yourself into getting more rounded in that area of balance in life. And so that's where we've been looking at, and that's the app. It's an incredible framework that is for about a year long, and there's teaching tools and moments in there depending on where you are. But everyone will receive different questions and different responses based on what the information that the app receives from you. And then you get to the process of putting in action steps. And this is where it gets really good, because you begin to intentionally take steps forward in the direction that you want to go according to you, so that you grow. And so the first phase is just knowing where we are, because knowing where we are helps us understand where we are so that we then know where we want to go and how to get there. And so this is what we've been doing. We looked the first week, we looked at the area of fitness, and we talked about that, and I asked you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, how you are in the area of fitness. And we define fitness as mental health, emotional health, and physical health, like what you eat, your diet, your body healthy, and then your fitness, your ability to perform tasks because you're fit. And then the last week, we looked at the area of finance and really asked you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in that area. How are you in the area of finances? In the area of ability to spend your money, do you have that under control? Are you saving and investing money wisely? Do you feel like you got a handle on that? And are you generous? Or you have places where you're giving those resources? So today we want to move into the area of field. Now, field is that area that we call work, right? And it's really our station in life. It could be that you're a full-time student, right? Maybe you're in high school, or maybe you're in college and you're studying, and so you're a full-time student. That's your passion. Some of you may be in a job or have a career. Some of you may be in a station of life where you're a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you're retired and you're whatever it is that you're doing in that realm. And so we want to talk about how can we let that get better. Here's the reality in life. 70% of the people that you bump into on a daily basis hate their job. They'd rather be somewhere else than that job. I mean, you can see that on social media, right? And how everybody, longs for Friday or wants to call in sick and all of those kind of things. And so the purpose here is to kind of help you find your purpose. There's what we call a day job and a dream job. A lot of us have a day job. It's what we do to pay the bills. But it's not our dream job. It's not what we really, really want to do. It's not what we feel we're built to do. It's not where we feel like our gifts and talents are best used. And maybe you're one of those that do. And if so, incredible. But if you're not, have you ever thought about how you could get from your day job to your dream job and what that would look like and how you can do that? You see, work, there's really about 3 components of work that everybody tries to balance. One is time, right? How much time is this going to require? Am I going to be putting in 90 hours a week, 60 hours a week? 40 hours a week? How much money am I going to make in this endeavor? Because that's really the kind of why we work, in order to receive money. And how much enjoyment am I going to get out of it? Am I really going to enjoy this? Am I going to spend a third of my waking days in a place that I don't really enjoy? And so what you try to do is find balance in those areas, right? Hey, if the time is great, and you got lots of time on your hands when it's over, but you don't make any money, well, that's not a good thing. Or maybe the money's really good, but you're working 90 hours a week, so you have no time to spend it. Or maybe both of those are all right, but you actually hate your job. The goal in the area of field is to move beyond that, to find your place and use your gifts and talents and to find your purpose. So we ask ourselves this question: how can I let that get better? What can I do? Where are you right now is a great question to ask. Do you really enjoy your job? Is the time issue pretty good? How about the money? And would you like to grow in those areas? So if you like your job, but you'd like to grow, well then what needs to happen in order for you to find that raise, to get that extra money, to get that promotion to a position maybe that you really want within that company? Or if it's not within that company, what can you do that can transition from here to there? Well, that's the point of what we're talking about today. And so what I want you to do is spend today and maybe tomorrow just thinking about that. Come up with a number, 1 to 10. Where are you in that whole scheme of things? And then we'll check back in and see how you're doing, because we're building that wheel out. If you've been following me, we're building it out. So I'm curious to know kind of where you are in that area of field, right? And so just think about it. Get a journal out or whatever you've been tracking yourself with and writing on, and just kind of create that. And man, Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, have a great day. You can check out a little more about this app below. I'm going to post something underneath this video, and you can just check it out for yourself and see if it's something that you too might like to be involved with. All right, have a great day. Lord bless.